Thank you very much. Central Piedmont, they have another school that's run out of here. It's called the American Academy of Applied Forensics. Dale Callan is coming in. He wanted to talk with y'all about it, about how the school is run and what courses they have to offer. They have some online courses and they have some on-site courses. And if you've got any questions for him, he'd be happy to answer them. He's going to be here for about as long as it takes to talk to y'all for a couple minutes.
Oh, I don't think I need that. I can kind of talk real loud, right? Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'll use this. Good morning. My name is Dale Callan. I manage the general forensics part of our forensic academy here at Central Piedmont. Graham Kuzia, who's standing right there, manages our digital part of our digital forensics for our academy. Those of you who have never been here before, you probably don't realize we're kind of a hidden secret on the southeast United States. We have a science forensic lab, a $500,000 computer cell phone forensic lab. We have a mock courtroom, and we have a 2,000 square foot mock crime scene facility, which is an apartment, a motel room, and an office where we set up mock crime scenes, and we use expensive mannequins, and we'll put blood on the floor and do all kinds of really cool things. We have a sand pit we use for foot casting and tire tracks. We have cars that have been shot up at our shooting reconstruction courses, and we have some pigs out back that have been buried that we use for our flies, features, and foliage class, which is in the spring. We bring in some of the best instructors in the country. Don Micco used to teach for the U.S. Army Crime Lab, chief of ballistics, does our shooting reconstruction. Ross Gardner teaches bloodstain pattern analysis. We have an advanced class coming up, which is in these schedules that we left for you. And we also bring in other various experts from various different states around the country, and we've got about 11 different states now that we're attracting people to. For those of you that are CSIs and civilians, anybody can come to our training. The only difference is the costs of the training. For some of our training, for sworn officers in North Carolina, the lecture classes and the online classes are free. Then after that, depends on the fees for the class. If for those of you that are CSIs that are interested in, let's say, advanced bloodstain pattern analysis, which is coming up in November, that class is $192. And you really can't beat that if you try to do something like that with Searchy or some other place. And I'll just point out a couple of the other classes that we have coming up, that we have all open slots: advanced bloodstain pattern analysis, in custody death, excited delirium, child death investigations, profiling and processing homicides, cold case investigations. And I think we have 4 slots left in our police shooting reconstruction class, which is also coming up. So, and I'm going to leave this list of our online classes. We just developed some new ones, smartphone apps, wound injuries, pattern analysis, and gunshot wounds, and forensic evidence that we put all online in addition to everything else we do here. Graham, would you like to say anything about our digital program real quick?
So a guy walks into a bar, and now they never gave us microphones when we do this before. So I'm Graham Kuzu. I run the digital forensics program, and I know a lot of you, if you're in property evidence or civilian, are probably like, why do I care about digital forensics? It doesn't really apply to me. But we have a lot of classes that actually would. Say, for example, guys on the street bring in a cell phone for you. It's all packaged up already. You need to know how to handle that properly. If that phone is still on, it's going to be searching for a signal, which is going to kill the battery of it, which is going to trigger a password. You have 10 guesses to guess a pin or a puck. If you don't, it locks you out permanently on some phones. So your ability to know what to do with certain digital device could potentially save a case. We had that exact problem happen in a homicide a couple years ago where it locked us out of a BlackBerry, which we can't get back into. Because the phone died, it triggered a password and we couldn't break it. So there's a lot of stuff like that that may apply to you, and you may be the saving grace when a patrol officer or detective screws up. We also have tons of online classes that you guys can take, which Dale said were free if you're sworn. If not, it's really reduced. Some of the classes they range from like $87 to about $200. But if you were to go to Celebrate, take the same course, it's $3,200 for the same exact thing we charge $50 for. So we got a bunch of programs here. Check out some of the online stuff or come to the in-class ones we have, and hopefully you'll learn something.
Super. We'll be around after if anybody has any questions, and I'll just leave this list of our online classes here in case you're interested in grabbing some. Any questions?
You gotta take the basics, take the advanced for the same.
That's correct, yeah. We've had a couple people come in want to take the advanced. Unless you've had some extensive training someplace else, and you can show us or the instructor that, yeah, I can handle the advanced, then, yeah. And that's probably only one out of 2 of our classes that you really have to have the basic or some kind of basic background to go to the advanced level.
Do you plan on offering the basic next year?
Yes, in May. Yep. Yep. Cool, thank you. Appreciate it.
The courses he was talking about are back here. The list is here. We've also got some critique sheets that CPCC needs us to fill out before we leave. Also, before we go on a break, there's still some T-shirts over here for sale. Tammy, you're running this?
Yeah, those are the only ones that we have left.
Okay, so if we're trying to get rid of them, so buy them up. Other than that, does anybody have any questions so far about anything? Next speaker's here. But we're going to go on a break first. I'll go ahead and take 15 minutes. Food's out front. Enjoy yourself.